What are some of the most surreal events in history that are undeniably factual? The Dancing Plague of 1518 https://en.m.wikipedia.org Wiki Dancing Plague of 1518 text equals the 20 dancing 20 plague 20 if 201518 took 20 to 20 dancing 20 for 20 weeks. Somewhere between 50 and 400 people took to dancing for weeks in Strasbourg, which was then a part of the Holy Roman Empire. There is some controversy over the number of deaths that occurred, but some sources put it at 15 per day. The worst year in history, 536 years of the sun being blotted out, the end of the ancient world, millions died, followed by the plague. Then 10 years later it happens again. Truly the Dark Ages. Wellington slept with Napoleon's girlfriend. That time a bunch of Irish cultists decided to stare directly at the sun for so long that it burned out their retinas. As you do. If you're mental. https://www.independent.ie News Pilgrims warned not to there at sun 265877757.html. Less an event than a coincidence, but Zhang, Xueling https://en.wikipedia.org Wiki Changsu-Liang, warlord of Manchuria born during the Qing dynasty, lived to be old enough that he had survived 9/11 and being in hospital in Hawaii, quite likely saw it on television. He also could have played Grand Theft Auto. Similarly, the last emperor of China, d.1967, almost long enough to see the moon landing. I find these strange, because my mind tells me historic figures as belong to discrete time periods. But in fact they don't. The Holocaust. The industrial gathering of millions of people, loading them up in trains to forced labor camps, killing them in specially built for PORPUSE gas chambers and cremating them. Thousands and thousands people per day just vanished. The Charlie Brown Franz Steigler, INCIDENT https://en.m.wikipedia.org Wiki Charlie Brown and Franz Steigler Incident. Dr. Charlie Brown's B-17 bomber was crippled and on the way back to England. Franz Steigler was repairing or arming his Bf-109 on the ground and saw them. He flew up and escorted them to safety. Brown and Steigler reconnected decades later and remained good friends until they died. Seems cliché, but if you lived through it, 9/11 was fucking surreal. The only remains of Rasputin is his dick. The Taiping Rebellion, I mean millions upon millions of people died because some Chinese guy said he was the brother of Jesus Christ. Genghis Khan's massacre at Nishapur. https://mongolian-empire.com/brutal-massacre-and-destruction-of-Genghis-Khan-and-1221. The atomic bomb. There was a friendly fire incident in 1788 over some barrels of schnapps in which roughly 10,000 modern estimate Austrian soldiers were killed. Landing on the moon. The JFK assassination. The Cultural Revolution and Great Leap Forward China. That nearly of the Native Americans, millions and millions, died from common illnesses brought from Europe. That ice formed solid enough that people could walk across ocean. The last naval battle in history between sailing vessels occurred in August 1945 https://www.military.com History last-naval-battle-was-war-2-was-fought-sailing-ships.html. A U.S. Navy commander was in charge of a pair of Chinese junks when they came under attack by another junk that was crewed by Japanese soldiers. The Great Molasses Flood of 1919. Australian Emu War. The Four Pests Campaign and the ensuing famine. The Anglo-Zanzibar War. It lasted about 40 minutes. That time when Pepsi traded some of their product to Russia for a bunch of old warships and submarines and ended up with one of the largest navies in the world.